What's up, everyone? Welcome to Intergalactic Expedition. I'm your host, Vazrik. This week's guest, Bellator featherweight superstar, Bubba Jenkins.
What's up? What's up? You forgot to mention future champion.
Definitely. Thank you for coming by, Bubba.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You sent the invite. I'm one of those homie guys. You sent me an invite to come do an interview. I told people I'm easy to reach. You can always touch me.
Definitely, man. I really appreciate it. From all the Bellator fighters that I've been watching Bellator for Bjorn Rebney days.
Yeah.
You were one that stood out, and it was your swag, your sunglasses, your haircut, everything. It was your fighting style.
I appreciate that. I got what you call it.
Yeah, you got the it factor.
I got it.
You definitely do. So you got a rematch coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, August 26th at the Honda Center. I'm super excited. It's going to be in Anaheim. I get that get back is what we call it. I'm going against Georgi Karakhanyan again. The first one didn't go as planned. Obviously, the internet is littered with pictures of me just being choked out. Every highlight for Bellator has got me being choked out in it. So, I got to get that get back. I want to get that loss off of my record. Obviously, it's not going anywhere. But if I get the win from it, it's almost like it never happened. Especially if I can get that image off of there, erased.
How's it feel to be on the other end of those highlights?
Oh man, you know what? Every dog has its day.
Yeah.
I'm not too sad about it. I mean, I have a highlight where I am the victor in it that will reign supreme forever in wrestling history. So, I knew that once you become that guy, once you can become that guy, you also have the very same opportunity to be on the other end of it. So, I wasn't too disappointed. It's sad for me because I got to look at it. People got to tell me about it. If I talk trash on Twitter or something, someone's quick to bring that that picture to my remembrance. But
yeah,
other than that, man, I ain't tripping. Life is good. My family's good. My
beautiful
family's
kid.
safe. Absolutely. So I'm not tripping about the pictures and the petty folks on Twitter.
I mean, nothing can be as bad as Michael Bisping getting knocked out by Dan Henderson, and then with that flying punch in his face while he's out. So if anyone has,
I also don't have a cracked cranium like Cyborg.
Oh
does,
my
so,
goodness! What was that? What was that? Like a week ago with that insane knee from MVP?
Yeah, it was bad. That's probably one picture that won't go away from MMA days.
Wow.
So. You can't be too sad that you're on the other end of a choke out. A lot of people get choked out. I went out on my shield, that's for sure.
Yeah, and did you tap or you were not choked out?
No tap, sir. Death before dishonor.
Definitely. So, what are you expecting this time from him? You think he's coming in same? Has he evolved? Do you think?
No, I don't think he's evolved. I think his best days are behind him. And that's sad to say for me because I wouldn't say he's a good friend of mine, but he's a friend of mine. We've hung out together before. We've talked on Twitter, and even not too long ago, we've talked on Instagram and Twitter about different things. But it's a business, and I'd fight my friends. If my grandma had the belt, she'd get choked out too. You know what I'm saying? So I got no problem fighting friends and and family and relatives, things like that, because it's all about the progression of your family. Really, I'm loyal to my friends, but I'm in love with my family, and there's no other replacement for that. So I think it's going to go the way I planned it this time. Last time I really didn't stick to a game plan. I kind of went out there and threw it all the kitchen sink in the first 30 seconds and ended up getting caught. Not really learning from my mistakes, not really sticking to a game plan, not really being active on my feet. So I'm going to mix it up, man. I'm going to be exciting. I'm going to be looking for a knockout. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you don't want to look for a knockout." Listen, I'm fucking looking for a knockout. You get what you say. I'm looking to get the finish. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Your fight style has been very interesting, and it's very active, and fans have known you for years because of just the way you fight, and you bring it. There's the guys who wrestle, there's the guys who are like you, which does everything, and then multidimensional, and you still keep it entertaining, but yet you still do what you're good at.
Right.
You're one of the smartest fighters. You know, like I would put you on the level with someone like a GSP.
Mm-hmm. Well, I try to be smart, man. A lot of people think it's about being strong or being fast. I like to make it a high-speed chess, really think about what my opponent is doing. Yeah. I don't, go out there obviously dominating in every position. I go out there to look for weaknesses in my opponent's position and then dominate there. Some people force domination upon certain situations. When, opponent is knocked out or hurt, instead of letting them go and continue to punch them, you try to dominate into a grappling position, which obviously gives your opponent that, that rope to help live a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I really just take what my opponents give me. If you're a weak wrestler and I come out and I find that, I'm not going to try to stand up with you. I'm going to just realize that you're a weak wrestler and I'm going to beat you up there. If I'm starting to beat you up on your feet, which, doesn't happen all that often, I'll continue to do that. But I take what the opponent gives me and I don't apologize for that. I'm not going to get my brain
exactly.
banged in.
That's smart. That's like what Daniel Cormier just recently did.
Absolutely.
Why would he stand up with Anderson Silva and fight when he knows Anderson Silva can't wrestle? Or if he had stood up and fought with them, you saw what happened with that one kick to the liver, and Daniel was he was in big trouble real quick.
Right.
And so your smart technique has given you the longevity in the sport also.
I'm not a banger. My son's, 2 years old. I want to be there for his kids and his kids' to be able to coach and be able to yell at them and tell them, good things and bad things. I can't do that if I want to bang every day in practice and bang every day in the fight and bring out my brains.
If you fight like Diego Sanchez.
Yeah. There's no way that, especially the way, the guys that I fight, they hit hard. AJ McKee's a hard hitter. The guys that I train with are hard hitters. If I go out there and try to club on them, they're going to club back on me. And especially in our gym, you get what you receive. There's no ego, but you respect your guys, and you get what you receive. With the Pit Bulls and the Pat Currans and the guys that are in my weight class, Daniel Strausses, if I go out there trying to bang on them and hit them as hard as I possibly can, they're going to give me the same give back. So why try to play that tough guy role? Not Mike Tyson. I was going to say Michael Jackson. Mike Tyson told me a long time ago when I was actually in Vegas for the Ultimate Fighter show. He told me it's a smart man's game. Tough guys always lose because either the tough guy wins the fight and then he loses the war, or the tough guy comes in thinking he's going to be be smarter than the other guy and end up getting beat because he's just so rugged and so tough. It's a smart guy's game. The tough guy always loses.
What a wise thing that the guy told you. Mm-hmm. And that's coming from a guy who almost never banged with anybody. All he did was amazing head movement.
Movement was amazing. People think that he was a banger because of the way he knocked people out. He didn't like banging.
No way. He was like, maybe he would take...
He liked to hit.
He was the one who would bang their heads. Right, but you never saw him take anything.
Yeah.
And with Tyson, unfortunately, he was, for the heavyweight division, he was so short. Mm-hmm. And you had those Lennox Lewises, Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield. Each one was...
But just think, if they would have fought him like a tough guy, how would that have gone?
They would have probably lost.
They had to be smart with him.
They did the Ali technique. They just stood back and jabbed. And I mean, you go back, look at Ali. Okay, in the 70s, late 60s, 70s. He's doing, or 60s, 70s. He's doing what smart fighters like Dominic Cruz with the foot movement are doing today. I think a lot of Dominic Cruz's stuff is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to check the footwork, and the way I say it like Shaq says it sometimes. Check my feet work. Check the way my feet actually work. Check the way my movement goes, because I'm playing a different game than these guys are playing. The moment that you realize that I am not being hit, and I've fought in tons of fights. The moment you realize that I have never taken a real solid punch is the moment you realize that I'm doing something different than everybody else.
Definitely the foot movement. Yeah. It's a sport where you need to take the least amount of damage so you could have the longevity to fight. I mean, you don't want to end up like George St. Pierre, where he was saying that he aliens he had seen aliens or something along those lines.
Wanderlei Silva is going through that right now. The axe murderer is going through small forms of CTE. That
football players.
That's irreversible.
Junior Seau.
Do you think about how damaging that is for your family? For you to wake up, to not be able to go to sleep at night because of the migraines and the things like that's something that is reversible. Because what you want,
some paychecks,
some paychecks, not only some paychecks, because all money ain't good money. People think all money ain't good money. Think about the occupations out there. All money ain't good money. That's one, you got to know that. Two, your family has to love you forever. If you don't know who they are, then how can they love you for knowing what you are?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that goes beyond gaining fans for fighting. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody wants to gain fans, but if you're true to who you are and you're true to the sport that you play, you're going to gain the fans who you need to gain. Everybody else, if they're not with you for the way you do things, then they weren't on your bandwagon to begin with. If they hopped the ship, they weren't even there when you put the flag up to start sailing. The ship has already been sold.
Yeah. Very, very wise words. One of the wisest stuff I've heard from anybody. It's true, man. If the guy, he's not supporting you when you're losing, and he's only supporting you when you were winning,
they were never in your supporting group.
They were
anyway.
never with you when you were starting, man.
Right.
It's this sport is so brutal, and I'm not talking about just the fact that you're getting hit by bones on your bones. I'm talking about the fans are brutal.
Oh yeah,
they only want to see the guy who is pulling off a 10-year undefeated record like Fedor Emelianenko and Anderson Silva. The minute Anderson Silva lost, he lost.
Fickle-minded fans.
They were like, "Oh yeah, we're done with him."
Yeah, my J Squad, and that's what I call my fans. My J Squad, they are down for Bubba J. Loss, win, draw, hell, snow, rain. They're gonna be there, man, because they are down for who they know on and off the mat, in or out of the cage. I'm gonna be the same person that they always knew. I haven't changed my number. I got my first number when I was in 5th grade because I traveled a lot for wrestling.
Wow.
I still have not changed that phone number. So if you ever had my phone number and you ever memorized my phone number, you can still call me and talk to this day because I don't change.
Wow.
And my fans know that. My J Squad fans know that I'm going to always be Bubba J, and they can always root on me to be me. I ain't going to never change for nobody. My stripes ain't no tigers. It stays.
And to the fans that are listening, to the viewers that are watching, it's not just him saying this. I can vouch for it too. I mean, I've done countless amount of interviews now with guys coming in. I can say that this guy is family oriented, church going. He's man. It's you could see the person, the individual. Talk is cheap.
Right.
Talk is cheap.
But you know what you really want to say is that real recognizes
real. Yeah.
When you listen to me talk, when you look at me on camera, when you understand the way I fight, when you just have a conversation with me, regardless if it's about sports, spirituality, whether we're anything, we can be talking about balloons and the way that they float in water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can understand the dimensions behind who I am. My demeanor doesn't change because of the person I'm talking to. My demeanor only changes about what the things I'm thinking. So I always am a level-minded person. I'm never going to go too low, and I'm never going to go too high, because everyone knows pride comes before the fall. So if you're always cool, always chill, always happy, always positive vibes, then that's what your life is going to pursue. That's the tree bears the fruit by what you see. An apple tree ain't going to give you oranges.
Yeah. I have a question for you about you gaining popularity and fame. Did people come out of nowhere and say, "Hey, remember me, Bubba"?
Yeah, you get that. I mean, as I started fighting on TV, I mean, a lot of people knew that I was, really big in wrestling and being a junior world champion and national champion. I mean, I got some fans and friends that I have known for a while that that I haven't talked to in a while, and they were just like, "Hey, man, you remember me?" And of course, a lot of those guys I remember, but a lot of those people I don't remember. And I don't really do the whole I'm a happily married man, so I don't really do the whole groupie thing where girls can hit me up on Instagram and be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I'm like, you bore me. There's no want for me to want to entertain anything other than my family. So fans and friends all love to them when they come holler at me. Even if sometimes I don't remember them, I do act like, yeah, man, I remember you. What's going on? How's the family? To regain that relationship, to regain the memory of possibly knowing them. But if I don't know them and, they come off, I just give them the same treatment as anyone else. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, great. So, any picture, anybody wants to have a picture, we get pictures. Anytime they want to have a signed autograph, I'll do that. Anytime someone wants to randomly hit me up on Twitter and ask me if they remember me, more than likely I'm going to say, yeah, man, what's going on? How's it been? Whether I do or don't.
How about your motivations? What motivate you?
Oh, man. To
fight.
To fight, I would say the thing that motivates me is the fact that, God gave me all these talents, and I never want to slap God in the face. And that's whether I denounce him or whether, I see bad or I see evil and don't interrupt it with good. And that's also on the line of knowing the talents that he has given me, and then I want to use those to my best ability as if he has given me these talents to bring notoriety to his kingdom, in a sense. I'm unapologetically spiritual. I'll talk about God a lot. The thing about it is, he's given me the smarts. He's given me a good tongue. He's given me a physical attributes that are fast, strong. He's given me all these gifts, and then he's given me a sport that I can use these things in. Why would I not use that sport to gain an audience, to say, hey, you know why I'm this good? You know why I'm doing this? You know why I'm successful? It's because God Almighty. It's because Yahweh. It's because of these things that's what's going on with me. So when people see me, they know that I'm not making mistakes by just doing this for the love. I'm doing this because I'm motivated by not disrespecting God with all the gifts he's given me. There's so many athletes that are on the couch being lazy because that's how they feel. That's what they want to do. That's who they are. But honestly, I can't have all these attributes and just keep them inside. I must share them with the world because that's why God gave us our talents. And
so when you started fighting, before that, you were a wrestler, right?
Absolutely.
Division I wrestler?
Yeah. I was a national champion, 2-time finalist, some of the toughest weight classes of all time. I know for a fact that one weight class, when I took second in the finals, it was absolutely the toughest weight class of all time. But other than that, man, I've just been grinding all my life in the sport of wrestling. I've obviously played football when I was in high school and things like that, but wrestling was where my bread was buttered.
And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Virginia. In Virginia Beach, Virginia. Me and Percy Harvin grew up together. We played on the same little league teams all the way up until high school. And, we had a lot of great times with the whole football and basketball. And, I played every sport. But when it was wrestling season, that's when the city came out to represent me.
Beautiful. You still watch wrestling and football?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of all sports. I just enjoy watching people compete. If there is no football like there isn't right now, in basketball, with the seasons of changing, I'll watch some tennis. I just want to see the pressure of people who will have to deal with
just
being
competition.
The favorite. I watch competition everywhere.
Any kind.
So
if there's some 9-ball pool game, you watch it.
I watch it because I want to see how people. I gain a sense of experience of how, okay, this person has to sink this 9-ball to win this tournament, and then to see them miss it, to see what kind of reaction they give, to see what kind of look on their face, to see what kind of how their opponent reacts. All that I gain to get a better understanding of how I can be a better athlete.
How'd you fall in love with competition so much?
I was a competitor at a young age. I got a big family. My dad was one of 11, and my mom was one of 9. So
you had to fight it out to get attention.
I have 61 first cousins.
Wow.
And a lot of us, we all grew up together, living together. So
that's a giant barbecue.
The family reunions were basically little league Olympics. They were little world tournaments when you got family from all over the place coming together to reminisce and talk about good old times while also playing games and sports and kickball and baseball and basketball. We did it all. So to compete and to be the guy that everyone's talking about at the family reunion is something that every one of us wanted as far as our family goes. So I was a competitor when I was young.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So Bubba, one more time, tell us when you're fighting Georgi Karakhanyan again, and also tell us and the fans how they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, I'm fighting Georgi Karakhanyan August 26th in the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's Orange County for people who don't know that. It's going down on Spike TV as well. If you can't make it out there, obviously I want to see you guys. I want to touch the fans. I want to be out there with them. But if you guys can't make it, it's going to be on Spike TV. And yeah, man, you can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, Bubba Jenkins MMA, Bubba Jenkins _. I mean, just if you search me, if you really
Bubba
truly
Jenkins,
want to find me, you can
find
me.
them.
You know, I'm verified on most of my stuff, and you know, I'll be the guy with the pictures of my family.
Cool. And Intergalactic Expedition 5 questions time.
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Question number 1. What is your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time will probably, I like the revenge story that goes perfect into my fight coming up since he got the first one. My favorite movie of all time is Gladiator. You know,
I thought you were going to say Revenge of the Nerds.
No, but the whole "Are you not entertained?" The fact that he came from being a slave to being this mighty, powerful than the king kind of guy. I mean, that if that don't give you goosebumps the first time you saw it, maybe even the 10th time you saw it. Great movie. Gladiator is definitely one that I watch on my way to like really, really having to go to a competition.
Question number 2. Who would you like to play you in the movie about your life?
Man, and I'm not going with looks, okay? Obviously, I don't know who I look like. You know, I look like some people tell me I look like a mix of Allen Iverson and Nelly. Okay. You know, but I don't agree with that. So I can't tell you who I look like. I think I look like myself. I don't really know who I look like. But the character that I would have played me is Denzel Washington, but not Denzel Washington
for the looks.
Denzel Washington or for the looks. I want the Denzel Washington from Training Day. That guy. That guy. I want him to play me for my role.
Gotcha.
You know, not Denzel Washington from Eli. You know, I want Denzel Washington from Training Day. That character.
That was an insane character.
He was dope. He was awesome.
Question number 3. If you were an animal, what would you be?
Man, I know I'd probably, if you ask 30 people, I want to say 25 of them probably said lion. Lion. See, I don't want to. I don't want to be what everyone else is. Plus, a lion only. I mean, the dreads, the mane. That's always awesome. Being king of the jungle, everybody knows that.
One guy said, his name is Mehdi Baghdad from UFC, lightweight. He said monkey.
Yeah. Oh, that would be dope. To be a gorilla or a monkey, that would be dope. But, you know, me as a black guy, I can't say I want to be a monkey or a gorilla.
But you're not racist towards your own people.
Right. It's just a bad look. All in general is just a bad look. So I was, and like I said, lions, they are overused. King of the jungles. Yeah, they're overused and they're king of the jungles until the young lion comes up and he beats and kills that lion. Yeah. No one wants to be that guy. You know, so I would say I want to be a pit bull. You know,
that's a good one.
Tough,
and you also have a
gritty.
pit bull.
Yeah, I got an 85-pound all black pit bull. He's a beast. I named him Ox. My son rides him from time to time. He's the man. He's been with me since I can hold him in my hand. So
that's awesome.
He's well trained. I go running with him without the leash. I mean, I'll go into a store, tell him to sit outside the store. I'll go in, do what I got to do, come out. He'll be sitting there waiting.
Wow, I can't even get my Chihuahua to do that.
Nah, man, my boy Ox he's been with me for a while, so he understands me a little bit better. But yeah, I'd be a pit bull.
Cool. Question number 4: what was your favorite toy as a kid?
Yeah. Man, a lot of people probably would say a toy gun or something like that. I mostly was a ball guy, any kind of ball. You had football, basketball, man, every now and then a little baseball. I played with, I don't want to say it like that, but I played with athletic balls often. Too many innuendos. Let me correct myself.
Question number 5. If you could choose one superpower, what would it be and why?
Man, what are the common answers?
Common answers.
Invisibility.
You've guessed everything. You guessed the lion
I know the mindset of
the
these,
gun and the invisibility.
Yeah, I know the mindset of these simple-minded, some of them,
simple-minded MMA fighters.
Yeah,
you saying?
You know, I ain't in that category. I don't fit in any category. Okay. I'm in my own category.
The smart MMA fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would say teleporting speed, okay? And I'm not saying just teleporting. I'm talking about speed in which I can move from here to there in a heartbeat, right? Yeah. But because I can slow down my speed and you would just think that I'm extremely fast, right? So if I was playing football and I could teleport speed like from one end of the goal line to the other, I would get the ball and slow down extremely fast and just still look like the fastest player of all time.
No one's ever said that one.
Then I would go run track and still be the fastest player of all time. I start running backwards. I get into a fight. I'll just punch you in your face before you've even blinked. You know what I'm saying? Teleporting speed has many and many. I'll be the greatest athlete of all time with teleporting speed.
Definitely.
Just think about all the things I can get in the water and swim like Michael Phelps and be the most fastest of all time. You know what I mean? Like teleporting speed, I can use speed in anything. Speed kills. That's why they say that. I can use it in any sport.
Definitely. So, Bubba, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming by. And you have anything you want to sponsors, anything, your side work you do, anything you want to mention?
Yeah, man. Shout out to all my sponsors, whether it's Decipher with my boy Danny Martinez, Jerky Pro, Cage Fighter. Me and Cage Fighter are actually doing this super awesome deal where I'm coming out. I'm changing my nickname from Highlight Kid to something else. It's actually going to come out in the next couple of days, but we're going to have the Cage Fighter and Me shirts that are going to have that new nickname on it. It's definitely in memorial of Muhammad Ali, so that's going to be pretty awesome. That was a really big mentor and athlete to me in my life, so it's going to have that change. Definitely want to shout out my fight supplement sponsor. Some of the best fight supplements. I know all these people are popping with the wrong supplements in their system and the wrong stuff, but fighter supplements, the ones that I'm taking are the best. Fight supplements, you guys check them out. And pretty much, man, that's it, man. Cool, everybody else is always showing me love. So any sponsors out there that are really, really showing me love, Realm of Caring, all these guys, much love from me and my family, and make sure you guys check them out. They're always on my page. I'm always mentioning them on my Twitter, so go holler at me there.
Thanks, Bubba. Thank you for coming by. Wish you the best of luck in your upcoming fight, and get your win on and come back on, man.
No doubt, my man. Thank you for having me, and absolutely, I come back anytime, for sure.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. I especially want to thank you, our fans, for supporting Intergalactic Expedition. Please follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. See you next week. Peace and love.